Hey there everybody, Kelsey here with Toy Notes and welcome back. If you haven't already, make sure you click subscribe because you're not going to want to miss the review today. Today we're looking at the MOTA, it's M-O-T-A JetJat Ultra. What is that? It's a drone. So you know those cool drones everyone's been talking about, and there's been some skepticism about when they can be used and if they inhibit privacy? Yep, I have one right here and I'm so excited to play with it today. It looks like you're probably going to need a couple of technology pieces that are not included with the drone, including a smartphone if you want to see from the camera, because the drone itself here, this JetJat Ultra, has a camera on it and it can stream to your smartphone so you can see. Or it's even VR capable. So if you have a VR device, then it can be a real life experience. You can see what the drone is seeing, which is awesome. This one already boasts some really cool features that I really like, including one-touch landing and takeoff, which is great because I'm not the best at flying RC toys, and I think this one might just take some of the dummy work out of it. Also, it has the camera, like I said, different speed modes, autopilot, and the ability to play in a group. So if other friends of yours have one of these, then we'll see how you can work with them together. So let's go ahead and get the JetJat Ultra out of the box, and then we're going to see what else we need to make it work and bring you guys in for a closer look. Okay, so the JetJat Ultra is all unboxed, and guys, this is way smaller than I gave it credit. Do you see this? 90% of this is remote. The drone is actually inside the remote, which is very cool, and it's only this big. You see that? Is so tiny and it is adorable. Of course, you guys know me, I love all things tiny and adorable, so this is right up my alley. I'm seeing on and off, and then I'm seeing the need for charging and some cords stuck in the packaging still. There's a little quick start guide here, and this quick start guide says that it's going to take 25 minutes to charge this. We're going to need some AAA batteries for the remote, and then we're going to need to download an app to the smartphone to stream from the device. It looks like it's going to put out its own Wi-Fi connection, which is amazing. I can't believe they have toys doing that now. It's so exciting. And then there's some just instructions about how to learn to fly, and then a long bunch of reading material. So I'm going to take a look at this, unless you guys know what is important about this book, what you need to know about it. Go ahead and get our JetJat Ultra charged up, batteries in, and we'll be ready to go by the time we get to final review. But first, let's bring you in closer so I can show you the closer look. So let's just play with the MOTA JetJat Ultra. Now, in the box, you have this optional kind of stand to hold your smartphone, because there is a MOTA JetJat app. And I found the app a little bit cumbersome, so we'll talk about that in a second. But nice part is that the controller is actually the housing for the drone itself. So all of this is controller. This is your actual drone. There's 4 propellers, a camera on the front here, and then the on and off and charging button. Also, MOTA was smart enough to include some extra propellers in the baggie here, and then this bumper shield that you can put over the propeller stations for when you're flying the, actually I think it goes on the bottom like this. Yeah, so it'll go on the bottom kind of like that. I'm just not going to put it on right now, so that when you bump into things, you're not damaging your propellers. You just bump on this little plastic piece. So setting those off to the side, turning on the JetJat Ultra, you're going to see all these little blue and red lights flashing. Now you're going to have to charge it via its own charger, and you'll have to put some batteries in the remote first. But once you've charged it, you've got 4 or 5 minutes of fly time, which to me doesn't seem like very much, and I'm a little disappointed by that. But That's what it says. So to link this, you're going to pull down, or no, it was push up all the way. Oh, sure, you guys, I've got to turn this on. So don't forget there's an on and off switch in the remote as well to save batteries. So we're going to push up and then push down. Okay, so when we do that, now you see that these lights are not blinking anymore. That means that we're connected to the JetJat Ultra. Now, these little bumper buttons up here are supposed to be launch and land. There's also an app, which I'll show you guys really quick on my phone here. I put it on the page. So when you open up the app, you're supposed to connect to its Wi-Fi first. So I'll do that just for the sake of keeping everything legit. I want you guys to see exactly how it works. That way you don't waste your money on something that you didn't get a good answer on. Okay, now that I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, you can see it's supposed to have control features here to make it do flips, balance, anti-gravity, and to take photos with the camera. So you can see I'm right here. Hi guys! Whoa, 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 whoa! So that is the camera on the actual JetJat. So see that? You guys are looking at yourselves now. It's like Inception. And me again. Hi! So you guys can see how that kind of works. But unfortunately, I found the app to be somewhat cumbersome. It doesn't really work that well. It's not really talking to this very well. I can't get it to land it, to launch it, to do any tricks. I can't get it to do anything. So when I was troubleshooting it and reading in the manual, it did say that other Wi-Fi connections will really hinder this. So I live in a small neighborhood. I have Wi-Fi, my neighbors have Wi-Fi, and I have like 4 or 5 neighbors, right? So even though we don't live on the top of each other, I'm not in an apartment building, I think that's really inhibiting this, and I'm not really getting good performance on it. I'm not getting good control either. So for the sake of being consistent, I'm going to try to fly this for you guys. So this is launch, and it's not launching. There it goes. Well, I just landed it over across the room. And we're back. So when you launch it, it'll take off pretty quick. It's not listening very well. And now it's flashing again. I don't know. I just feel like this thing doesn't work very well, honestly, you guys. And then even if it did, for a full charge, you're only getting 5 minutes of playtime. Now, I did look up some laws involving the use of drones like JetJat here, because that has been a big thing, a big topic with these drones is what are the laws enacted about its usage. Well, here in Michigan where I live, if it's over half a pound, which the JetJat isn't, it's just a few ounces, but if it's over half a pound, you have to register it with the Federal Aviation Administration, or the FAA, sorry. So the FAA has to have this registered, which is $5. Now, when you register it, you have to put your name and the ID number that the FAA gives you. Also, you can't fly it at sporting events around people. You can't fly it anywhere where they said was reasonable degree of privacy. So like you're over your neighbor's fence and stuff like that. So a lot of it's common sense stuff, but if you guys are in the market for a drone, it's something you want to make sure you check on, because each place is a little bit different on their laws regarding the use of these guys. So, and the reason I say you want to check, because yeah, it cost me $5 to register this with the FAA if they required it. But if I get caught using it without that registration, guess what? It's like a $2,700 fine. So yeah, make sure it's registered and don't use it near airports. That's usually a big no. So guys, I'm going to just do some final play with this, and then I'll be back for some final notes on the MOTA JetJat Ultra. Okay, so just some short notes on my final take with the MOTA JetJat Ultra. It's adorable. You guys saw it up close and personal in the closer look. However, I'm really not sure it's worth the money it pulls because I played with it and it only got 5 minutes on its battery life. There's a pretty steep learning curve, and the app just doesn't work that great. It really doesn't. This doesn't respond that well, and I have to wonder if it's because it's super sensitive to the Wi-Fi connections in my neighborhood. I have Wi-Fi in my house, so it presents a problem if this can't even work because I have just a normal thing in my house. It's not like my Wi-Fi is, a great big network or anything. It's just regular. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. Also, I paid a pretty good chunk of change for it, so I expect a little bit more performance. And I feel like it's so tiny, I'm afraid to test features like the throw to fly and things like that. So guys, I'm probably not going to purchase this one for myself. Honestly, if I'm in the market for a drone, there's some definite things you need to take into consideration and things that I'll be taking into consideration while I'm looking at these. This one is considered a toy because it's so light, but for example here in Michigan, if a drone weighs over half a pound, I have to register it with the Federal Aviation Administration, and it has to have a number on it. There's certain areas that you can't use it. You can't let it go out of your line of sight. Like, there's a lot that goes into these. It's one of those things that's kind of weighing the cost of everything all together. And then if you go big, like if you buy big in a drone world, you might have to have a special license and some special training before you're even allowed to touch it. And that's just here in Michigan. You want to make sure you know what the laws are in your area because these things are kind of opening a new can of worms for legislation and what's proper and not proper with their usage. So guys, that's it for me today with the MOTA JetJat Ultra. If you guys want to be here for more Toy Notes videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and check us out at toynotes.com. And until next time, see you soon.